So, with it now being February, I pretty much think that my work watching January movies and me having to suffer through them is done. But then, of course, this movie gets leaked on a solar movie. Great. Just great. Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be my review for my least anticipated movie of January. This was a movie that I could not wait to see because I want to see how bad it was so I could rant on it for you guys. But at the same time, I didn't want to see this movie because I knew it was going to be terrible. This is my epic rant for The Boy Next Door. Do I even need to tell you that this movie fucking sucks? Because it does. Literally, it sucks. It's terrible. And, I was trying to avoid this movie. I was trying to do whatever I can to avoid it, and this might just be one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. So, yeah, there's that, and let's just get into this movie because it fucking sucks, and I'm going to talk about why it sucks so much. First of all, let's get to the plot of this movie, which doesn't even make any fucking sense. We focus on this high school teacher slash mother, Claire, who she is in the midst of a divorce with her husband. They're not in a good place at all, and, she ends up having these neighbors, and her neighbor has this son who he's 20 years old, and he's in her class, but he's like, and they never explain why he's 20 years old. They just keep saying, oh, he's 20, it's completely okay. And she ends up having a one-night stand with him, but of course, he turns out to be crazy, a stalkerish killer, a stalkerish person, and things don't go so well from there. That's literally all I'm going to say, because I don't even want to talk about this movie. This movie is fucking terrible. It might just be one of the worst movies I've seen in my entire life, and just, oh my god. Like, I thought Left Behind was bad. This is worse than Left Behind. I'm sorry, guys, but this is worse than Left Behind. Honestly, it is. This movie is so stupid. So dumb. Worst movie of the year by far. This is worse. I didn't think there could be a movie worse than Medea's Self Love. This just took the cake. This just took the cake as the worst movie of the year. It simply is the worst movie of the year. It is a movie that I don't even know what to say about, but let's just get into the acting of this movie. And before I get to the acting, let me just do something. The acting in this movie is just so stupid. Everyone in this movie, Jennifer Lopez, this girl is not an actress, okay? She needs to stop doing movies right now. She is fucking terrible in this movie, okay? Everything she says is so laughable. Everything that she does laughable. The fact that she's a high school teacher is laughable. I have no idea why they thought she'd be a good choice for this movie, because she is terrible in it. Literally, like, when there's an intense scene in the movie, this is her. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That's literally her in the movie. Like, she's freaking out. She doesn't know what to do, and she was just terrible, but I was laughing at her the whole time. She was just, oh my god, so terrible. But if you want to laugh at a movie, this is the perfect movie to laugh at, because she is just terrible, and honestly, she is the worst actress working today. I thought Kristen Stewart was a terrible actress, but she's been doing some pretty good things lately. Jennifer Lopez is the worst actress working today. I'm sorry. Never act again, Jennifer Lopez. I really hope she retires acting after this movie, because she is fucking awful. Ryan Guzman in this movie as Noah. The only positive I have of this movie is that this kid has potential. There are some scenes in this movie where I'm like, this kid has potential, but he's terrible in this movie. At no point do you find this kid threatening. At no point do you see anything, like, at no point do you think that, do you actually believe that this kid could be a stalker. Like, literally, the second he comes on screen, I'm like, he is a stalker. But I never believed it. I never believed he was as creepy as he was. He's not creepy. He's not threatening. He literally just seems like he's there, so people, because he's an attractive male that girls will like. Like, that literally seems like why he's there. And he's such a dumb character. He's so stupid. And he's not the dumbest character in this movie. We're going to get to the dumbest character in this movie. But let's talk about Kristen Chenoweth, who, oh my god. I don't know why you're doing this, Kristen Chenoweth. Stop doing movies. You're a very good actress. She's picking the wrong movies to do. This is the problem with Kristen Chenoweth. She's a very good actress. She's done some very good things, but she's simply picking the wrong movies to do. And this is her worst performance I've ever seen her do. Like, she's so bad in this movie. I've never, ever had a problem with Kristen Chenoweth, and I hate her in this movie. Like, why is she a principal of the school? That is so laughable. Why would she ever be a principal? Why does she have so much to do in this movie? Honestly, her character is completely pointless. She has nothing to do in this movie. She should not be in this movie. She's dumb. I never believed her as the principal of the school. I thought she was an idiot, and just, I hated her character. She was so fucking stupid. And just such a terrible character. John Corbett, as Claire's husband Garrett, has nothing to do in the movie. Don't even want to talk about him. Let's get to the dumbest character of this movie. And this character literally pissed me off. Not only because his name is Kevin, but just Ian Nelson as her son Kevin is the dumbest character in this movie. Because he trusts this guy Noah the whole time. At no time does he think that, at no point does he think that anything's wrong about him. At no point does he think, oh, maybe I shouldn't trust him. At no point does he think, you know what, maybe this guy is a nice guy. No, literally. Noah makes Kevin hate his father, and he believes everything that Noah tells him. He believes that Noah is the best thing ever, and, like, he believes that Noah is, like, his best friend, and, like, he's actually there for him, and he actually cares about him. He's not there to just destroy his life because he's in love with his mother. He doesn't think anything of it, and it's so stupid. And they try to depict this guy as, like, the best person ever. He's got this girl that he's going on a date with, who he's nervous about, and I didn't give two shits about his character. His character was so dumb. His character ruined this movie for me, and if his character was not in the movie, literally his character is like Denny in The Room. He's so dumb, he's so stupid, and I'm gonna get to more comparisons with The Room in a second, but his character, you know what he reminded me of? The Guest, because this movie has so many comparisons to The Guest. The thing I like about The Guest, though, is that they're not stupid. They start to, be suspicious of the guy. In this movie, nobody at any point is suspicious of the guy except Jennifer Lopez's character, and it's so stupid the way it is done. The directing in this movie isn't even directing. It doesn't even make sense what happens in this movie. The stuff that happens in this movie does not make any sense whatsoever. I'm sure you guys have heard, but there's a scene where Claire is sitting on the bed. It looks like she's getting ready for bed, and she then goes out on a date the same exact night, and then she has sex with Noah, and it's just like, what? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Wait, so she got ready for bed and then went on a date, and then she's like, oh, I don't want to get ready for bed, I'm gonna go out on a date? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. The directing is extremely off. There's nothing good about the movie. The directing is absolutely awful, and just, oh my god, the directing is just terrible, awful stuff. Just, Rob Cohen, I knew this was gonna be terrible. I knew that by the director it was gonna be terrible. It's the director of Alex fucking Cross. It's not going to be good, and I knew this was going to be terrible, and just, this is the worst thing he's ever done. Just, one of the worst things he's ever done, just absolutely awful. The screenplay of this movie, I'm sorry guys, I have to laugh at the screenplay. The screenplay is so fucking laughable, to the point where this is the new The Room. Honestly, the screenplay is as good as The Room. I was cracking up so much to this movie. There's so many dumb lines, so many things the characters say that are so obvious, so many things that happen in this movie that are just so dumb, so many references to after they have sex, and Noah references it in, like, the most subtle ways ever, and it's so stupid how many times they reference it. So many references to, like, why are there so many references to, like, him having sex with her? Why are there so many dinner conversations in this movie? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It literally feels like The Room. You know how Lisa has those random conversations with her mother? Yeah, this movie is random dinner conversations with Claire, Kevin, and Garrett, and it's completely dumb, and it's ridiculous, and I think that it is just awful writing. The screenplay is just, oh my god. Anytime something bad happens to a character, this is the character's reaction. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That's the character's reaction. You can't give them anything else to say. You can't give me the care for the characters. Like, seriously, the writing is just so terrible and so off-putting, and it's just awful. The score to this movie is so dumb. It's like a soap opera. The cinematography is very low budget. It's ridiculous. I hate the cinematography of this movie. The editing to this movie, oh my god. This movie is 91 minutes long, and it's so fucking rushed, but it's also so boring because nothing happens in this movie. Nothing happens in this movie, and when stuff does happen, you don't give a shit because it's so short that you don't even care. It's like, this is a 90-minute movie. Why should I care about anything that happens in it? Because it's so rushed, and even if this movie was 2 hours, it couldn't save the movie because the movie would still be terrible. If you had picked different people to be in this role, this movie would still be terrible because I can't see something good coming out of this movie. It's so generic and so dumb, and I absolutely hate that about this movie. And as I said, the movie doesn't even make any sense. And now I'm going to get to the stuff that really bothered me. I'm going to talk about the ending of this movie. And I don't even care. I don't even care if I have spoilers, because I know none of you care. None of you care if I spoil this movie. If you do care why I spoil this movie, whatever. But if you, care why I spoil this movie, whatever. But I don't give a shit if I spoil this movie, because this movie's fucking terrible. I'm going to tell you guys right now, don't watch this movie. Just don't watch it, avoid it, and, yeah. So, here are the spoilers. Here's what bothered me. Every single time a character dies in this movie, I predicted it from a mile away. I knew Vicky was gonna die. I knew that I knew something bad was gonna happen to Garrett. I knew that someone was bad was gonna happen to Kevin. And when Noah died, I knew he was gonna die. I knew exactly how he was gonna die. I knew he was gonna die at the end of this movie, and then it just ended. And the way it ends, with them helping Garrett recover, is so stupid, and literally that's the end of the movie. It literally feels like you just wasted an entire movie on these characters. Literally, Noah dying and then focusing on Garrett literally seems like we focused on an entire movie about the stalker and they had nothing to do with him. Like, when he started to get very menacing, I'm just like, this is like House at the End of the Street. Like, seriously. This is like House at the End of the Street when the guy suddenly is a killer. It doesn't work. He's not menacing. He's not scary. I don't give a shit about him. He's fucking stupid in this movie. And when he started the fire, I thought was ridiculous. The second Vicky died, just Claire's reaction is priceless. She was just like, Vicky, no, Vicky, Vicky. Like, she was crying hysterically over it, and it's just like, I saw it coming. How'd you not see it coming? Like, seriously, how'd you not see this plan failing? When Vicky and her set up that plan to get him out of his house, I knew she was gonna die. I knew Vicky was gonna get it because Claire's not gonna die. Vicky's gonna die. I knew she was gonna be the person to die. I saw from a mile away, and it's absolutely ridiculous when it's done, this movie. And the movie tries to be, like, so dramatic and so dark and so, like, mysterious and keep it hidden that he's this, like, crazy person. The problem with the movie is that you can't keep it secret because I know it's going to happen. The second we meet him, I just knew the kind of character he was going to be. I knew what kind of character he was going to be. I knew what kind of movie I was getting into. And I didn't care that he was a certain way. I didn't care how his character acted. I didn't care how his character thought. I didn't care about anything about his character. I didn't even care about this movie. I wish that I did not have to suffer through this. But I did have to suffer through this. And guys, this movie, as I said, is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And it's fucking hilarious at the same time. I was laughing so much throughout the movie. The end of the movie, I was laughing like the whole end of the movie. The third half of this movie is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's terrible how bad it is. The problem is, I completely agree with Chris Stuckman, that it's not funny in that it's enjoyable. It's not. It's funny because you have to find something to like for you to actually continue watching this movie. It's literally that kind of movie. In order for me to continue, enjoying this movie, in order for me to watch this movie, I had to go into this movie and basically just laugh at everything to make myself sane and make myself, still continue to watch this movie. And that's how dumb this movie is. So, fuck this movie. Whoever made this movie, why did you make this movie? And I am hoping that there is nothing as worse as this for the rest of 2015, because this movie is just terrible. Absolutely awful. Don't watch it. It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. It is The Room quality. Honestly, I think this is going to be a movie where people look back years later and make fun of it, like we do with The Room, and I think this is going to be totally that kind of movie. But that's it for my review. Hope you guys, rant, because I didn't even review this movie. I ranted on it for the most part. And, basically, here's what I'm going to leave you with. This movie is The Room quality. Literally, this movie felt like it was directed by Tommy Wiseau. Tommy Wiseau would eat this movie up. He would think this is the best thing ever. He'd think, oh, this is the best movie ever. I love this movie. I'm going to eat it up. This movie, we have to make movie. I have to make a movie like this because I love making movies. And I sell underwear now. I make TV shows that are terrible. And I'm a terrible actor, but I think I'm great. I think The Room has all these underlying messages and is actually a dark comedy. And this is a dark comedy as well. Like, he would just eat it up totally like that. I don't know if he'd say it like that, but that's totally how Tommy Wiseau would eat this up. And the movie literally feels like it was something that I could read in, like, some fan fiction. Literally, this movie seems like fan fiction. It seems like something I would read on fan fiction, and just, like, it literally seems like that kind of story. Don't watch this movie. Don't watch it. If you want to have a good time, don't watch it either, because you can't have a good time with this movie. If you want to laugh with some friends, I could see you watching this movie. You could laugh at it. Also, the last thing I'll say about this movie took like 25 days to make. 25 days to make this movie. Are you for real? 25 days? No movie takes 25 days to make. No movie takes that long to make. No movie is like that. And the movie cost $4 million, had a budget of $4 million. It's making tons of money at the box office, and that's just because people are going to see it because of Jennifer Lopez. In fact, there's a girl on my bus who said that this movie looked great, and I feel so bad for the people that have to suffer through this movie. If you guys like this movie, why? Why do you like this movie? This movie's not good. It's not. It's terrible. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. And obviously this movie gets an F or a half a star. I give this movie honestly a 0.5. That's how much I hate this movie. Okay? That's how much I hate it. I don't know why I watched it. I'm questioning my sanity right now. And yeah, so thank God January is over.